We are looking at some burned trees that were burnt in the waterfall fire of 2004, and this is one of the 3 sites that we will be looking at.
This is a graph we came up with to measure cheatgrass per square meter. We found that in the burned areas there was more cheatgrass than in the unburned areas.
And here we see some of the comparisons of the density of cheatgrass compared to that of the unburned areas.
This is one of the aerial seeded plots in the forest where you can see that there's a bunch of cheatgrass in with all the plants and native wheat grass.
This was not only aerial seeded, but it was also planted, and we can see that by the baby tree in the background. And we can see the comparison of cheatgrass with the wheatgrass.
Here we were looking for marked plots that were marked off in square meters, and we were going to count the number of cheatgrass within the hula hoop.
And we used the hula hoop because we had a known area for it, and we found the area by measuring it using centimeters and then converting it to meters.
We took 3 measurements with the hula hoop, and we took the average number of cheatgrass per square meter.
Right now I'm looking out to the planted areas, which was also area seeded right here in the forest understory. Now she's counting all the cheatgrass that was within this hula hoop.
There wasn't just cheatgrass, there was dead weeds in there as well.
And that green post that was in the background signifies all the areas that are part of the Waterfall Interpretive Trail. And now I'm pointing at one of the flowers that were aerial seeded.
The Lewis flax, which is blue in color, was aerial seeded along this entire trail. And you can see the cheatgrass around it, surrounding like the whole plant. In the background you can also see the Palmer's penstemon, which there's a lot of it.
And now we're looking at another flower, which is the prickly poppy, and it's also found in this location. And here's another close-up at the Palmer's penstemon that we are going to be looking at, which is another location next to where all the area seeded, and now it's the location of drill seeding that was drill seeded.
You can tell it's drill seeded because of the rows where there's wheatgrass. In this area 2 years ago, there wasn't hardly any cheatgrass, but now it is covered in cheatgrass.
Now we are doing the same as from the forest upland and counting all the cheatgrass.
We were trying to figure out why there was so much cheatgrass, because we came to some conclusions because this is a trail and people walk on it. So is it spread by people, or is it just spread by the wind?
Now we're walking to an area that was unburned from the waterfall fire, and we're also questioning why there is no cheatgrass in this area, which is also part of the trail.
Because this is unburned from the waterfall fire, that doesn't mean it wasn't burned 30 or 40 years ago, but that still does not explain why there's no cheatgrass.
And now, looking under the bush or the brush, we can find some cheatgrass, and we're questioning why it's green, and we also wondering if it stays green all summer long and if the sun affects it in open spaces.
Even though it was really hot,
and it lasted all summer long,
it was totally worth it to do
yes,
this.
it was.